Generational marketing. Sure, the big brands do it, but has it reached Main Street? And what do they think of it, and do they use it? We'll find out in this episode.
Welcome to Corey's Local Marketing Minute, an enlightening and entertaining look at what's happening in the world of local marketing. If you want to see Corey in person, come to Miami this March for Burrell's 12th Annual Local Advertising Conference, where he'll take the stage Tuesday, March 8th. To learn more about the event or see who else is coming, just Google Burrell Miami. And now, the shaman of local marketing research, Corey Elliott.
Talking about my generation. For you boomers out there, you know that was The Who. For Gen X, it took you a minute, but you know it's The Who. Gen Y and Z, it was just some old big band thing. Okay, generational marketing. I love this subject. But first, if you haven't already, please subscribe. For you older boomers out there, it's okay. You can click it. Okay, like I was saying, I can go on and on about generational marketing. I'm just fascinated by it. So we wanted to know if local advertisers were also fascinated, as they should be. So we delved into it with our panel. And the results kind of ticked me off. Let's begin. Okay, this is what we're talking about. We've got 5 generations here with their birth year. Basically, the US population divides up into one of these 5. Mostly in these 4, with boomers being 24%, millennials being 24%, Gen Z being 22%, and the best generation, that's why it's called out in purple, Gen X 22%. I don't have time to go into why they're the best. I've got stacks of data. It's really irrefutable. Now, I wanted to be transparent and tell you what our panel is made up of. So this is how our panel breaks down. Mainly boomers and Gen X, which makes sense because a lot of them are business owners or high up in their company. So over time, this number will go down, these numbers will increase, this number will always be the best. So we wanted to get into their heads. What did they think of generational marketing and do they use it? So we explained a little bit about generational marketing. Marketing to a specific generation of people based on the preferences, attitudes, and upbringings that distinguish them from another group and showed them these breakouts. And we asked them, do you agree or disagree with each generation has its own set of beliefs, preferences, and shared experiences that influence the way they think and act? What percentage of our panel said they agreed with that statement? 90%. Damn close to all. So we said, okay, that's cool. Most of you agree. We understand there are generational differences. Great. So, do you use generational marketing? What percentage said yes? Notice I'm reusing the percentage sign. That's Gen X thinking for you. 41%. So 90% buy into generations. 41% are marketing towards them. We asked how. Here's what they said, and I quote, using different social media platforms that are more attractive to different generations, i.e. TikTok for Gen Z. This person said, we utilize Instagram primarily for Gen Z, utilize Facebook primarily for X and baby boomers. We tailor our message to resonate best with each group. We run ads for lift chairs in newspapers. We try to reach our customers with relevant product messaging where they tend to consume their media. What a novel idea. So they understand generations. Some of them market that way. So we asked another question. Should you use generational marketing? And here's what they said. They could either answer no, yes, or have no opinion. How do you think it divided up? 26% said no. 27% said yes, which of course means 47% had no opinion. No opinion. Okay, so of course we had to follow up and ask, gee, why not use something you recognize and understand and believe in? I'm curious. Let me read you some of the comments we got about why they shouldn't use generational marketing. People are people. While their age may somewhat correlate to other dimensions like stage of life, income, home ownership, etc., we don't find it useful to attribute attitudes that way to groups so large as generations. Yes, tastes change, that's always been true. We certainly tailor messages to specific personas, but don't find all that much difference in things people really care about. Right, I understand that, but it's the way they care about, what they're bringing to it. I think what you have to think about is our company deals with mental health. All age groups are touched by this issue. Right, but they're touched in a different way. Again, based on their upbringing and what was going on at the time. I think it's a more person-specific focus, not a generational marketing focus. I'm sure technology, society acceptance, and the norm changes with time. Right, it changes with time, with different lives. Generational is too broad. There are a lot of unique life events that can happen to any generation, cross-generation. Agreed, those life events are important to each generation in different ways. We don't target to a generation, we target to demographic and psychographic filters. Demographic and psychographic filters. You mean like a group of people the same age experiencing the same... Okay, never mind. Okay, those were the people who didn't buy into the generational marketing, but there were plenty that did. And I can't sum it up better than this one person when we asked why you lean into generational marketing. And they said, can help dig into different demographics' way of thinking, interests, and overall mentality. And overall, we had a lot of people who were concerned that if they targeted one generation, they were excluding everybody else. First of all, you don't have to target to just one generation. It's the way you target and the way you message. You can message to each generation. Somebody said that it's really about life stages, and they brought up first-time homebuyer. And that's true. That's a stage of life people pass through. But depending on their background and how they were raised and what was going on at the time, when they hit that life stage, they'll bring different attitudes towards it. I think one of the big takeaways from this survey was local businesses, although they believe and understand there are generations, are leery to market towards them because they think they're going to alienate everybody else. And that's where a marketer could come in and explain how one could message to each generation if the thing the local business has applies to every generation. It's not an either or. Like I said, I could talk ad nauseum on this topic because I really think there's something to the way people were brought up in different times. In fact, this kind of insightful analysis probably only could have been brought to you by Gen X, baby.
You've been watching Corey's Local Marketing Minute. Don't forget to sign up for Burrell's Local Advertising Conference next March in Miami. With more than 36 speakers and lots of networking with a who's who of local advertising executives, it's an event you won't want to miss. For details, just Google Burrell Miami.